Hey everybody, David the AI Guide here. Welcome to another episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram also, although Insta's been a little hard lately with the long videos, but we'll get back to it. And also click the link below or go to davidtheaiguide.com and get your free AI resource. The resource is free, everything in it is free, and it will really help you prepare for AI in a way that isn't possible in doing these episodes. And finally, get my book on Amazon, The Beginner's Guide to AI. Click that link. The Beginner's Guide to AI is a history and current impact on 10 different industries of AI. And there's a lot going on. So it's a short read, only 2 to 3 hours for the whole book. It's a quick read and easy read. So check it out on Amazon. It's cheap. And thanks again for tuning in. So one of the things that I really like to talk about here, among other things, is the limits of AI, right? What can artificial intelligence do, but what can it not do? And this story is a good example of what it can't do. And my viewers know, because I've done a number of episodes on NASA and AI, that NASA is really at the forefront of AI in many respects, including using it for guidance and navigation to other planets or asteroids or comets, and also using it in other ways throughout their operations. Well, as I said at the beginning a minute ago, there's things AI still can't do, and NASA is looking for your help. So we've talked before that NASA likes to use citizen scientists to help them solve problems. And there's a reason for that. We'll talk about that in a couple, but they are always looking for volunteers to help them with their science. And in this particular case, NASA wants you to help their scientists find clouds on Mars. And Mars is by now the most studied other planet in our solar system, but it's getting more and more studied. Just so, in case you don't know, just from the US alone, there's 2 active rovers on the ground, Curiosity and Perseverance. And this video regards Curiosity, the first rover, not the first in time, but the first of the 2 rovers currently active on the planet. And also Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, which is orbiting Mars constantly and looking at the atmosphere and mapping Mars. So this is a very cool story. NASA scientists hope to solve a fundamental mystery about Mars' atmosphere, and you can help. They've organized a project called Cloud Spotting on Mars that invites the public to identify Martian clouds using the citizen science platform Zooniverse. They also have another active citizen science project going on Zooniverse right now. The information may help researchers figure out why Earth's atmosphere is 100 times more dense than Mars. So Mars has 1% of the atmosphere of Earth, even though there's a lot of evidence on Mars so far to show that the atmosphere used to be much, much thicker. And water cannot exist on the surface of Mars now, but once it certainly did. There were rivers, lakes, and at one point, possibly an ocean of considerable size. So that all suggests that Mars's atmosphere used to be much, much thicker. And the scientists are trying to figure out what happened to that atmosphere. So how did Mars lose its atmosphere over time? One theory is that some different mechanisms are lofting water high into the atmosphere, and at high altitudes, water can be broken apart by radiation from the sun into hydrogen and oxygen, the two molecules that it's made up of. So Mars has both water ice and carbon dioxide ice, and that is what we call dry ice here on Earth. But they are specifically interested in the water ice clouds. And they're interested in finding out how these clouds form in the middle atmosphere, which is 30 to 50 miles above the surface of Mars. So they're trying to figure out what triggers the formation of these clouds. And that's where Cloud Spotting on Mars project on Zooniverse comes in. The project revolves around the 16-year record of data from Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. But there is so much data from MRO that it's way too much data for a human or a group of humans to look through. There's just too much data. So that's why they recruit citizen scientists who have helped NASA solve other mysteries to help them solve this one. Armin Klein-Boll, Mars Climate Sounders principal investigator, deputy principal investigator at the Jet Propulsion Lab in Pasadena, California, says, "We now have over 16 years of data for us to search through, which is very valuable. And we have tried to create algorithms, AI, to identify the arches in the Mars sounder data. The arches equals clouds. It's much easier for human eyes to spot these arches than an algorithm." So clearly there is still circumstances, and many, many circumstances actually, where humans are better than AI. It's hard to say in this particular case how long that will remain to be true, but for now it is true, and they're looking for help. So check it out on NASA's website, and they have a lot of other cool stuff on the website. But you too can help NASA solve fundamental science problems without being a scientist. And your eyes are better than AI still. So I just think that's cool that AI has not progressed to the point yet where it exceeds human capability. That's a really good thing. So thanks so much for tuning in. Click the link below, get your free AI resource at davidtheaiguide.com. The resource is free. Everything in the resource is free. Click the other link below. Get my book on Amazon. It's cheap. It's a fast read. It's easy, and it'll tell you a lot about what's going on in AI. And thanks so much, and we'll see you next time, either here on YouTube or on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. Thanks so much. Take care.